Okay. Haven't made a video in a while, so I'm gonna try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. I just returned home from watching Frozen with my two daughters and my niece. Um, this movie had such a powerful message that I had to make a video. So in the movie Frozen, there were two sisters, two princesses, and one of the princess was born with a power that she inherited from her father. She was able to freeze things, just by her command. But as a child, she hurt her younger sister, and she was told to hide her power, which was triggered through her emotion. And yeah, she was told to hide that power, which was accessed through her emotions. And so she did that her whole life. And at a young age, she separated from her sister because of um, of hurting her. She separated from her sister. So blah blah blah. 15 years later, she becomes the queen because her parents both died in a tragic accident before. So she becomes the queen, and basically things got out of control. She didn't know how to actually control, or I'd like to say harness, the power of her emotions. And she just got dark. So in the movie, her and her sister ended up separating again, and it was through the power of those sisters coming back together that they were able to save the kingdom. So the older sister got into a rage, turned the whole kingdom into winter, and everything was frozen. So the younger sister now endeavored to save the kingdom by reaching out to her sister. And by doing this, she was hurt again. Her sister froze her heart and she almost died. So the younger sister had to get the kiss of her true love, which was this prince that she thought was her true love. So the prince ended up not being her true love, but he actually manipulated her to think that he loved her, but he actually wanted just to steal the kingdom. So it was just so many messages in the movie. For one, her sister, the older sister that became the queen, she represented like many women today that are given the message that we need to we need to stifle our emotions down, our energy down. So emotions is just energy in motion. It's not a bad thing, it's just how you direct that energy and use it. And now I realize that the two sisters just represented two aspects of one person. They were like mirror images of each other. So the older sister represented the darker side, and she felt like she had to hide that side of her. But it was actually through reuniting with her other sister, which was the light aspect of her, the one that was more joyous and in love, that by them coming together, they were able to save the kingdom and just change everything. Yeah. So that guy that pretended that he loved his sister so he can steal the kingdom represented to me the the like the negative aspect of the masculine energy, who uses their energy to manipulate and control women for their means and ends. And we see that today in society. Um, and to take you to the beginning, it was the king, the original king, that instilled it in his daughter that she had to hide its power. She was born with the ice power. that she inherited through birth from her father. So that father, to me, represents like the masculine, the patriarchal system that we're in today, that kind of tells us that we have to toughen up and hide our emotions, and that our emotions are actually weakness when it's actually not. So it was just a very profound movie. Yeah, a very profound movie. Trying to think of anything else, any more of the messages. Oh yeah, the sister, the younger sister that got her heart frozen, she had to find, she had to be kissed by her true love. Or an act, in the movie they say an act of true love would save her. So, they were like, okay, she needs a kiss from her true love, which they thought was the prince, but it wasn't. So in actuality, the prince was going to kill the queen, which was her sister that had the ice power. And right before she froze up, she got right in front of her sister, the blade, and saved her sister. And that act of love and selflessness actually brought her back to life. And that was a deep I guess another deep scene for many reasons, because in a lot of these movies we see the disempowered feminine who needs help or needs to be saved by the masculine. And they really turned it around in this movie, because the sister who told her that she needed a man to save her actually turned around and saved herself through just the love that was in her heart. The love she had for her sister, which actually represented her dark side. So, I mean, I've been learning that, on a spiritual path or the new age mumbo jumbo, we hear that we need to, it's like be in light, be positive, embrace the light, get out of the darkness. But it was the darkness that the light came from. So actually, by embracing that darkness and loving it, it held the power for transformation. Yeah. And what I seen, the ultimate message of this movie was love, but also that women, women in their divine feminine nature, once we tap into that energy, we have the power to like destroy the world when we go into that rage and suppress our emotion and feelings, because anything that's suppressed will eventually come out. So yeah, women have the power to change the world for good, save the world, and we also have the power to destroy the world, because we have this cosmic feminine energy. So it depends on which wavelength you choose to tune into. Do you choose to be a disempowered woman controlled by others? Or do you choose to be empowered, come into your true self, your full glory, and ultimately embrace yourself, embrace all of that you are? And by doing that, you have the power to change yourself first and foremost, but then affect change in everything around you. Okay, this video is almost 10 minutes long. I hope I got my point across about the movie, and go see it. Peace and love. Love, love, love. Makeda.